Rami X back with another video because I'll enjoy today's video. This is part 7, if I'm not mistaken, to what is Naruto and Ancient Dojutsu, because I'll enjoyed. This video might have been a double upload, but if it wasn't, well, it wasn't. But with that being said, make sure to like, share the video to a friend, likes for this, or just anime content in general. Subscribe if you're new here, especially if you're new here. And check out my second channel down below, Rami X Z, where I post what-ifs and discussion videos. Just recently, I talked about the Izanami and Izanagi, so if you're interested in that, go down below, check it out. But with that being said, let's get into the recap. In the last part, a lot of things happened, but we kind of did a little bit of a cliffhanger, but not too much of a cliffhanger. Basically, Naruto decided to, join Orochimaru with Sasuke and train and get stronger. Naruto managed to strengthen his skill with a blade. Not only that, but Sasuke managed to strengthen his skill with a blade as well, strengthen his lightning style, and due to the fact that he's been training with Naruto and actually as his training partner, he's been able to get as strong as his Deidara fight counterpart. Not only that, but Naruto has mastered all of his Dojutsu's abilities, and 4 of the tails of the 9 tails, so he's kind of been working very hard. He's also created a jutsu, which combines both the Rasengan and Chidori, which I will name, and we shall now go over all of the abilities that Naruto has. But before we fully get into the abilities of Naruto and also Sasuke, which we will get into later, I need to first explain this and what happened on a fateful night, if you will, while Naruto and Sasuke were sleeping. And, yeah, I just don't want to make it so that you guys are surprised about the jutsu that Naruto has and the jutsu that Sasuke has, or just the abilities that they have. Anyhow, on a day where Naruto and Sasuke would be sleeping, Orochimaru would take them both into a room where they would be experimented on. From these experiments, Naruto would gain Senju DNA and the Sharingan in one of his eyes. This Sharingan would soon advance into the Mangekyo due to the pain and trauma caused by that experiment, as well as the fact that he was put into an endless loop of pain. If you don't think that this is enough to trigger the Mangekyo, well, think again. And Sasuke would gain the Mangekyo Sharingan from the trauma as well, due to the facts that the events of the Uchiha massacre ring throughout his head as his right arm was torn off and replaced with a Sharingan arm filled to the brim with various 3 Tomoe and Senju cells. Now, I hope that was enough to make you know what, well, I guess you could say the jutsu that they will have in abilities will entail, but I'll get into it with Naruto. Naruto's abilities go as follows. Advanced Perception. A lot of these are going to be tied to his Dojutsu, but when, I'll tell you when the abilities aren't tied to his Dojutsu anymore. At least the ancient Dojutsu. Advanced Perception. The ability to slightly see into the future. The Byakugan's Gentle Fist. The Byakugan's Rotation. Advanced Genjutsu on par with the Ketsuryagan and Renegon, access to Fire Release, Wind Release, Water Release, Earth Release, and Lightning Release, so all 5 chakra natures. The ability to manipulate light, like being able to create light kunai, light shield, stuff like that. The Sharingan, which Orochimaru gave Naruto, and a Mangekyo ability. So I was going to give Naruto 2 Mangekyo abilities, but he only has 1 Sharingan, so, well, that's not really possible. And his Mangekyo ability, his single Mangekyo ability, is the ability to stop time for 10 seconds. And not only that, but, scratch that, actually. I think I'm actually going to make him have 2 Mangekyo. Maybe that's a bit cheap, or cheese, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like I want to give a Mangekyo here. Or another Mangekyo that he can switch out, basically, so that he has the ability, in this timeline at least, where he can use his Dojutsu and the Sharingan upon will, and he can basically switch them. Even though the Sharingan isn't his native eye, but due to the fact that the Uchiha cells within him mixed with the Senju cells, it kind of created a mix, which allowed him to be able to use and switch the Dojutsu upon will. Anyhow, and he can also turn off the Dojutsu, just so you know, the Sharingan that is. Anyhow, the second Mangekyo ability he has is to activate Blue Flames. Now, you may be wondering why I just, wanted to add this second ability, and why I wanted to give him the second Mangekyo if it was just going to be blue flames. Well, these blue flames are similar to the Amaterasu, almost like the exact same, basically, but they're blue, and they burn a little longer. But not only that, but this is going to be something that Sasuke is going to be able to directly counter, and Naruto is going to be able to do the same. So I just wanted to even the playing fields. Now, Naruto was also able to master 4 tails plus of the 9 tails as chakra, so he's almost at like 5 tails, but like you get the point. And an ability known as the Rasen Chidori. So let me get into this Rasen Chidori. Basically, it takes the components of the Chidori, which is basically, as Kakashi had explained himself, the Rasengan, just you add lightning chakra to it, so it was pretty easy for Naruto to do as he has all 5 chakra natures. Second, he then adds the Rasengan, basically, a Rasengan on top of a Rasengan, which becomes a giant Rasengan with lightning chakra around it. Then this huge, like ball with lightning chakra around it, then is amplified with even more lightning chakra, which creates kind of like a circle around the ball, but the circle can't really be seen unless you have like a Sharingan, which can see chakra and basically like see different types of chakra colors and things of the sort. But then it basically becomes a large ball of chakra with lightning style around it, which is capable of destroying, mountains with ease, things of the sort. If Naruto used this on that planet, at this point, at this level of Naruto's strength, I'd say about 25% of the planet would be destroyed. Maybe that's an overstatement, but I don't know. Anyhow, his bond with Sasuke was also strengthened, but now we are on to Sasuke's abilities. Since Itachi didn't put Amaterasu into Sasuke's eyes, instead Sasuke would have a different Mangekyo ability, or different Mangekyo abilities. Those abilities being the ability to augment reality, and for example, Naruto could be about to punch Sasuke, or anyone for that matter, Itachi or Orochimaru, whatever, and Sasuke would basically be able to create a sword to block by augmenting reality. Though this ability is very taxing to the normal user, it is not to Sasuke. Sasuke's Senju cells have made it not drain as well, and as much, and allowed him to use Mangekyo in general without too much drain or vision issues. And even though it used to drain a lot at first, even with the Senju cells, he was able to master it to where it basically drained not that much, and he could basically spam the technique. Not only that, but this second Mangekyo ability is to absorb jutsu, like any jutsu. Doesn't matter if it's a Keke Tota, Keke Moro, Keke Genkai. Of course, it can't absorb like literal dojutsu, but you get the point. If the Dojutsu follows under one of every 5 chakra natures, or so water, wind, lightning, earth, fire, etc., he does have the ability to basically launch it, though he does not have all of those chakra natures himself. Though, also I do want to mention this, Sasuke was only able to relaunch, if you will, fire style and lightning style when he first got the ability, because those were his natural affinities, and he still didn't have a proper handle on the ability. Anyhow, I wanted to make this ability because I wanted to incorporate Sasuke's former ability to take away Amaterasu and basically add it, but in a jutsu sense, because he wouldn't get the same, abilities, because Itachi never, put his hands on Sasuke. It's explained later on by Obito, but yeah. Anyhow, now onto his other abilities. Sasuke strengthened his lightning style greatly, his Kenjutsu, Genjutsu, as well as his Taijutsu, and not to mention his Ninjutsu. He also gained his snake summoning and his eagle summoning. Not only that, but he was able to master his Chidori completely with barely any drain at all. Of course, this is in part due to his Senju cells, but also a lot of training with the jutsu. He's actually even better at the Chidori, if not the same as it, basically, with Kakashi. He's better with Chakra Drain, but he's not entirely better with the actual jutsu. And yeah, he has the ability to use it 15 times per day, and he also managed to strengthen his bond with Naruto, which I explained. Naruto managed to strengthen his bond with Sasuke as well, so, win-win. Now we can finally get fully into the story with all that backstory of the way about their jutsu abilities, etc., etc. Naruto and Sasuke would realize that 4 years had now passed, as they would both be standing on the top of a valley, on the top of a mountain. They would both of them fist pump each other as they would smirk, looking out into the sun. I wonder what adventures may await us. Naruto would then look at Sasuke as he would ask, "Did you already kill Orochimaru?" Sasuke would shake his head. "No. Do you want to do it with me?" "Sure," Naruto would say. Just in case. They would both then walk into Orochimaru's hideout, as Sasuke would use his Chidori spear to basically, incapacitate Orochimaru, who was also already bedridden, as Naruto would quickly deal with Kabuto, who was also in the room, pitting him up against the wall with his left arm, as he would tell Kabuto that he should have never tried to, help Orochimaru, because basically Naruto had only attacked Kabuto because Kabuto had tried to help Orochimaru, and rightfully so, it's just kind of like master/father figure. But anyhow, Naruto would then watch Kabuto's expression go from normal to despair as he would laugh, throwing Kabuto through the wall. It is seen that Naruto's strength had increased by almost tenfold. Orochimaru would then be in awe at Naruto's strength and Sasuke's strength. It had almost been as if they were holding back. Naruto would then activate his Mangekyo Sharingan, and Sasuke would do the same. "Does it feel good to know that we had activated the Mangekyo Sharingan?" "What?" Orochimaru would say. You had that Dojutsu? But, you never showed me it." Orochimaru would cough up some blood. "Damn it. I hadn't been able to stop the jutsu fully." You see, this Sasuke is so powerful, basically, that he's able to, do even more damage, even though Orochimaru has his, arms crossed, and, yeah. Anyhow, Orochimaru would then ask when they found the time to get so much strength and basically get so much stronger, as Naruto would speak. "When we found the time, every day we went outside, we trained. Did you think that Sasuke would only stay at the Sharingan after what you put us through? We were having a kind sleep until you took us from our rooms and experimented on us. Though, I shall say, Sasuke did gain some incredible strength, and me as well. I am grateful for that strength, at least a little bit, if only a little bit." Naruto would then sniffle. Sasuke would do the same. "Well, I guess we could say this. We care about you so much that we would sniffle for you." Orochimaru would look at both of his, former pupils in awe, as he would tell them that this is not it, that it's not over. Sasuke's curse mark would tingle just for a little bit, as he still does have the curse mark, just it's another thing that he has access to, on top of his already, immense power and his prodigal skill. Anyhow, as the tingling would then go away, Sasuke just saw it as an effect of killing the original person who made the curse mark, though this person is actually Jugo, at least Jugo cells, and Sasuke doesn't really know that yet. Though he does know who Jugo is, and Suigetsu and Karin. Naruto also knows such things, but they don't really care about them right now. They'll just let them govern over the hideouts. Naruto and Sasuke would then walk out of Orochimaru's hideout, as Naruto had made sure that Orochimaru was fully dead by hitting him with a light kunai. Kabuto, before they could fully leave, would throw a poison kunai at Naruto, whose body would be hit with it, but Naruto would realize that he was hit and that it was a poison needle, as the poison would quickly spread through his body faster than he had ever seen before, as his Mangekyo Sharingan was still active. Naruto would then grit his teeth as he would put out the rat hand sign, and his body would become light. What was this? Kabuto thought to himself. No, what is this? Light would then engulf the area as Naruto's body would continue walking. Let's go, Sasuke. I was able to substitute myself with my light, though it did come at the cost. I'm a bit tired now. Not too tired, though. I see. How much chakra does it take you to use such an ability? And in what circumstances can you? Any, really. Any attack, I can substitute myself with that. But depending on the velocity of the attack, well, let's just say that poison kunai took away about 30% of my chakra. If the object was a Chidori, it would take about 30%. And that's saying a lot because that kunai, well, it was some serious poison. I see. Well, that's a pretty interesting ability of yours. Yes, you are right. I can even avoid being hit with it. I plan on mastering it soon enough. Maybe when I do master it, I'll have the ability to do it with will, just alone. And I can do it by expending almost 0 chakra. I hope you can get to that level before we fight again. Yes, so do I. Now, shall we return to our village? Or take out Itachi? Which one do you think is better? I say return to our village. Why not? Naruto and Sasuke would then return to their village, that being the Leaf Village as we know, and there everybody would be in awe at their strength. Their auras were so powerful that it made everybody who was, well, tuning level and below almost puke at how much energy that they were basically letting off. And this was because they weren't holding back. Like, they weren't in a scenario where they had to hold back. Every single time that they were with Orochimaru, they had to hold back their power because they didn't want Orochimaru to think that they were very powerful, which would cause Orochimaru to probably want one of their bodies, like, immediately. And instead, they showed that they were weak, so that Orochimaru didn't catch on and, want their bodies much faster than he would have. But now that they were with their, quote-unquote friends, they could release all of their chakra and powers. And it was basically just them being free. They weren't, going 100%, but they were just relaxed. And, people like Kiba, Hinata, etc., were, on their knees, they could barely stand just by their presence. Naruto and Sasuke would, of course, notice this as they would tone down their chakra levels, telling Kiba, Hinata, Ino, and literally everybody else there that they need to get stronger so that they can really go full out and basically, go all out. Sakura would then butt in as she had tears filling her eyes and would say, well, we didn't expect you to get this much powerful. Oh, you didn't? Were we not this strong when we left? Haha, Sasuke would laugh, as Sakura would laugh just a little bit. Neji would then bat an eye at Naruto, as he would then ask where they had been. Naruto would laugh, with a certain Sanin, Orochimaru, Sasuke would say. Always having to steal what I'm gonna say, Sasuke. Now, let's not argue here. Of course. Naruto would then stand up from the bench that he had been sitting on with Sasuke as he would speak. Everybody, I am very sorry that I had to leave you all, and so abruptly. We are all friends, and I apologize for not being able to continue to see you all. You see, me and Sasuke had been training our bodies for our goals. Your goals? You see, I want to become Hokage. And Sasuke, well, he wants to defeat a certain someone, or kill a certain someone to be more exact. Kill somebody? Sakura thought to himself, or herself, my bad, and everybody else in the area, as Naruto would continue. I sincerely apologize. Sasuke would then stand as he would clear his throat. Me as well. I apologize for not being able to see you all. And I apologize for putting you all through so much pain. From what the Sound Forward told you, did they say that I was never gonna come back? Everybody had a dead silence as Sasuke would continue. Either way, they had told me, well, when they had recovered, that's, well, to say the least, they had beaten you up pretty badly. Wait, they recovered? No, only a few did. You said they, but only a few did. The Sound 4 that was once there, well, is only now 2. But they were out on a mission when we left, so they're not a problem that you'll have to deal with. They're too weak to compete with us anyways. Who are they? The Sound 4 member, Kidomaru. I hear that you did a lot of damage to him, Neji. Good job. And the other one that survived, the name's Jirobo. Choji, you incapacitated him. Heck, his back was almost broken. And his stomach was almost torn. You're very powerful. Maybe the strongest here. As Jirobo's defense is no weak defense, to say the least. I see. Thanks for the compliment, Sasuke, Choji would say. Naruto and Sasuke would then tell their, teammates / friends, whatever you want to call them, that they'll be back, but they need to talk to the Hokage and tell them that they're in the village. As they would. On their way, they would see Kakashi, as both of them would lock eyes, but Naruto and Sasuke would be running, so they had no time to slow down, and Kakashi was shocked and could barely even move at how surprised he was that they were even in the village. Naruto and Sasuke would knock on the Hokage door as Tsunade would open it. Tsunade would be in awe at seeing Naruto again and how much he had grown. He was much taller as he ate a lot more different foods, went on a lot of diets, things of the sort, and how much stronger both Sasuke and Naruto looked and actually were. Naruto would laugh as he would ask how Tsunade has been. Tsunade would immediately put down her paperwork as she would get a little bit angry, telling Naruto that, well, because of Sasuke and, well, in a way, Naruto, they had, been at a very high chance of being attacked, because if any information got out about Naruto not being in the village and due to him being the Jinchuriki, word could spill out and another nation could attack them because they don't have their Jinchuriki nor the user of the Sharingan that they have left. Naruto and Sasuke would notice, they would apologize for being absent, and Tsunade would ask where they had been. Naruto would then say that they had been with Asani and Orochimaru, as Tsunade would have a different look on their faces. Tsunade would then ask them what had happened on their journeys with Orochimaru, as Naruto would activate the Mangekyo Sharingan and his Dojutsu being in his right eye and the Mangekyo in his left. Sasuke would then activate his Mangekyo in both eyes and would raise his arm to show his Uchiha arm, or Sharingan arm to be more exact. Tsunade would then ask how they acquired such things and what had happened to them, as Naruto and Sasuke would both look to the side. Orochimaru's experiments. And with that being said, this has been What If Naruto Had an Ancient Dojutsu. I think we're on, part 8 or part 7. My bad if I, don't know. But with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Make sure to like, share the video to a friend, likes videos, or just name the content in general. Especially subscribe if you're new here. And yeah, Rami X. Check out my second channel below. Out.